70% of homeowners use the garage door as their primary entry point every single day. Yet it's consistently the most underplanned space in the entire build. These 9 mistakes cost real money, real safety, and real resale value. This countdown ranks garage planning failures by regret severity, from financially painful to genuinely dangerous. Data comes from HomeAdvisor, Angie, Remodeling Magazine, the U.S. Department of Energy, NAHB, Zillow, and the CDC, all cross-referenced against 2024 and 2025 figures. Every single mistake on this list was preventable with basic upfront planning. The one at number 1 affects your wallet, your safety, your home's energy performance, and every other item on this list simultaneously. Most garage slabs get poured without a vapor barrier. Ground moisture wicks straight up through bare concrete year-round, peeling coatings, causing musty odor, and quietly destroying everything stored at floor level. No floor slope, the minimum is just 1/8 of an inch per foot toward the door, means meltwater and rain pool directly on the slab. A trench drain installed during the original pour runs $200 to $600. After the fact, you're looking at $1,500 to $4,000 in saw cutting and concrete work, according to HomeAdvisor's 2025 data. In humid climates, an unventilated garage regularly hits 70 to 90% relative humidity. That humidity rusts tools, corrodes vehicle undercarriages, and destroys metal shelving, costing hundreds to thousands of dollars annually. The comparison is brutal at $400 to fix at build time versus $4,000 in remediation 5 years later. Same problem, 10 times the cost. That's the kind of number that makes accountants cry. A general contractor in Columbus, Ohio flagged moisture issues on 3 consecutive builds in 2022, recommended vapor barriers on all 3. 2 of the 3 homeowners declined, to save $600 each. Within 4 years, both had delaminating floor coatings and visible efflorescence climbing the lower walls. The third? Still pristine. Nobody listened. Number 9. Garage conversions. They feel like a win. You're turning dead parking space into a bedroom, a gym, a home office, gaining square footage without adding on. It sounds smart. It almost never is. The numbers tell a completely different story. The 2025 Cost versus Value report from Remodeling Magazine puts garage conversion ROI at only 50 to 65% at resale. Compare that to a simple garage door replacement, which returns 97.5%. You spend $20,000 converting your garage into a bonus room and recover maybe $13,000 when you sell. Meanwhile, the buyer who just did a door swap walked away with nearly every dollar back. That is not a renovation. That is an expensive mistake with a receipt. In suburban U.S. markets, removing a 2-car garage drops home value by $20,000 to $50,000, according to Zillow's 2024 market analysis. Buyers in these markets treat garage parking as non-negotiable. The moment a listing shows converted garage instead of 2-car garage, a significant portion of the buyer pool mentally moves on. The ones who stay negotiate hard, and they win. Then there's the legal exposure. Unpermitted conversions must be disclosed at sale. In many jurisdictions, they force sellers to either undo the conversion entirely or accept a price cut that far exceeds what the conversion ever added in comfort or utility. You built it without a permit to save time and money. You disclosed it at closing and lost far more of both. There is one genuine exception worth naming. California's ADU laws have created a real pathway for garage conversions that increase property value. But the key word is permitted. A properly permitted, code-compliant ADU conversion with correct egress windows, fire separation, and utility connections can absolutely add value. An informal, unpermitted conversion in the same state destroys it. The line between those two outcomes is a building permit and a set of inspections. One homeowner in Phoenix converted their 2-car garage in 2021, unpermitted, roughly $18,000 in finishes and HVAC, and listed the home in 2023. 3 buyers walked after inspection. The 4th offered $42,000 below asking, specifically citing the garage conversion. The sellers accepted. The entire thing was preventable with one conversation before the first wall went up. The mistake at number 9 costs tens of thousands, but the mistakes ahead of it, they affect something you interact with every single day. Number 8, Lighting. It sounds like a comfort issue. It is not. Builder-installed lighting in a standard new construction garage delivers 10 to 15 foot candles of illumination. The minimum recommended level for any workshop or task work is 50 foot candles. That's a gap of 3 to 5 times what basic work requires. Most homeowners spend years in that darkness, squinting at workbenches, missing measurements, making cuts they shouldn't be making under conditions they shouldn't be working in. OSHA's 2023 safety data puts a hard number on what that dim environment costs. Poor lighting increases workshop tool injury risk by up to 40%. When you can't see a blade guard clearly, when you misjudge the angle of a cut because the shadow is wrong, when you reach for a tool in poor light and grab the wrong one, those are injury vectors. And the garage is where most of those injuries happen. The fix is genuinely inexpensive. A single LED shop light runs $25 to $60 and installs in under 30 minutes. A full LED upgrade with motion sensors and dedicated task lighting for a 2-car garage runs $300 to $800 in materials. For a space most homeowners use daily, often for tasks involving power tools and heavy equipment, that is a trivial investment against the alternative. The real cost of bad garage lighting isn't just the ER visit. It's the slow accumulation of a space nobody wants to use. Dim light triggers a well-documented psychological response where people avoid spaces that feel unsafe or uncomfortable. The workbench collects dust. The tools sit unused. The projects never start. A homeowner in Portland spent 3 years with a standard builder garage, 2 fluorescent tubes, both flickering by year 2. In year 3, he was routing a board for a bookshelf project, misjudged the shadow on the fence, and took a chunk out of his left thumb. $800 in urgent care, 2 weeks out of work. Then he upgraded the lighting, $420, done in an afternoon. He described the before and after as working in a different building. 3 years of frustration and 1 preventable injury for a $400 fix. The lighting mistake is fixable for under $1,000 on the worst day. The next mistake on this list has a retrofit bill that starts at $2,000 and climbs fast. Number 7, electrical planning, or more accurately, the complete absence of it. A standard new construction garage comes with 1 to 2 general-purpose circuits. That was sufficient in 1995. It is not sufficient now. A Level 2 EV charger, the standard home charger for any modern electric vehicle, requires a dedicated 240-volt, 50-amp circuit. It cannot share a circuit. It cannot run on an extension cord. Before we continue, there's a reason a general contractor bills $150 an hour to catch exactly what this video is walking through. The Home Design Mistake Bible goes where this channel can't. The full playbook, uncut. The upfront decisions that protect $20,000 to $50,000 in resale value. And the permit traps that cost sellers far more than the conversion ever returned. And in many cases, the code on your screen gets you in. That was only round 1. Let's get back to the garage. Because even if you don't own an EV today, the odds are extremely high that you will need that circuit within the useful life of your home. Over 1.4 million EVs were sold in the United States in 2024 alone, according to the Edison Electric Institute. Their 2025 projections indicate that nearly half of new homeowners will need a Level 2 charging setup within 5 years of purchase. If you're not planning for that circuit now, you are planning to pay for it later, at full retrofit price. Upgrading the electrical after drywall is installed runs $800 to $2,500 in labor alone, according to Angie's 2025 data. If the upgrade requires a sub-panel, which it frequently does when the main panel is at capacity, you're looking at $2,000 to $4,000. During construction, adding a dedicated sub-panel costs $500 to $1,500. Same result, 4 times the cost. The forgotten circuits compound the problem. The 3 most common garage appliances, chest freezers, workshop power tools, and secondary refrigerators, are all heavy draws. None of them should share a circuit. All of them routinely do. The result is daisy-chained extension cords that violate fire codes in most jurisdictions. Not a gray area. an actual fire code violation. And when an inspector sees it during a pre-sale walkthrough, it becomes a negotiating point that costs far more than the circuit would have. A homeowner in Dallas built a new home in 2019 with a standard 2-circuit garage. By 2022, he had a chest freezer, a refrigerator, a table saw, and was planning to buy a Ford F-150 Lightning. The electrician's quote for a sub-panel, EV circuit, 2 additional 20-amp circuits, and all associated conduit work came to $3,800. The same work during the original build would have been $1,100. He paid the difference because the walls were drywalled, the attic was finished, and the conduit run required opening a ceiling section in the finished living space above. The next mistake costs you money every single month, and you feel it in your utility bills, but most homeowners never connect the dots. Number 6. Ventilation and air sealing. This is the mistake that's invisible until something goes wrong. And when it goes wrong, it can be fatal. Carbon monoxide poisoning from attached garages sends more than 50,000 Americans to the emergency room every year, according to the CDC's 2024 data. That number is not driven by people running generators indoors or doing something obviously reckless. A significant portion of those cases involve inadequate air sealing between the garage and the living space, gaps around pipes, unsealed wall penetrations, missing door sweeps, that allow CO to migrate from a car that was simply started and backed out. Normal behavior, deadly result. The physics are unforgiving. A single car idling for just 2 minutes in an attached garage can raise carbon monoxide levels in the adjacent living space to dangerous concentrations within 10 minutes if the air sealing is absent. 2 minutes, 1 car, 10 minutes to dangerous. The CPSC confirmed this mechanism in 2024 testing. Everything was in place. The homeowner just didn't know what everything was building toward. The IRC requires a minimum 20-minute fire-rated separation and air sealing between an attached garage and any living space. That means fire-rated drywall, fire-rated door assemblies, and sealed penetrations. Older builds frequently skip the sealing. DIY renovations routinely skip all of it. The fire rating without the air sealing gives you some protection from flames. It gives you almost no protection from CO migration, because CO doesn't need a gap you can see. It needs a gap that exists, and gaps always exist without deliberate sealing. The ventilation component is equally neglected. A dedicated garage exhaust fan costs $150 to $400 installed. It eliminates CO buildup, VOC accumulation from paints and lawn equipment, and the humidity that drives rust and mold. $400 installed. The cost-to-risk ratio on this mistake is the most extreme on the entire list. A family in Atlanta in 2021 had a properly fire-rated wall between their garage and kitchen. But the penetrations around the gas line, 2 electrical conduits, and a water pipe were never sealed. The husband would start his truck in the morning, let it warm up for 3 minutes, and pull out. Within 18 months, the family had experienced 4 separate incidents of unexplained headaches and nausea in the kitchen, always in the morning, always on cold days. A home inspector found the unsealed penetrations during a refinance inspection. The fix took 2 tubes of fire-rated caulk and 45 minutes. The diagnosis had taken a year and a half and 4 trips to their doctor. The next mistake won't kill you, but it will quietly drive you insane every single time you try to park your car. Number 5, storage and organization, or more specifically, the complete failure to plan for either. The average American garage holds approximately $4,000 in stored items. Sports equipment, seasonal decorations, tools, lawn gear, camping supplies. All of it accumulating over years with nowhere designated to go. According to NAHB's 2024 data, only 30% of 2-car garages in the United States can actually fit 2 cars. The other 70% are too full of clutter to serve their primary function. You bought a 2-car garage. You're parking 1 car or 0 cars because the space filled up with the overflow from the rest of your life. And none of that overflow has a system. Installing overhead racks, wall panel systems, and base cabinets during a build or early renovation runs $1,500 to $5,000. Retrofitting the same systems into a finished garage costs 30% to 50% more because you're working around existing walls, dealing with finished drywall that gets damaged during installation, and often losing the ability to run anchoring systems that require stud access before the wall is complete. Custom cabinet systems from manufacturers like Gladiator or New Age products run $2,000 to $10,000 installed. Most homeowners absorb that cost years after the fact, after the chaos has become genuinely unbearable, after they've lost tools they couldn't find, after the garage has been functionally off-limits as a workspace for half a decade. The system they install at year 7 would have cost less and worked better at year 1, before the habits of disorder were already baked in. Ceiling-mounted storage is the most underutilized solution in residential garages. The overhead zone, 8 to 12 feet off the floor, is essentially wasted in most builds. Ceiling racks in that zone recover 100 to 200 square feet of floor space in a standard 2-car garage. That's equivalent to a small storage room, created entirely from space that was already there. The storage problem compounds silently. Year 1, there's room to breathe. Year 3, the floor is gone. Year 5, the cars are parked outside and nobody can explain exactly when that became normal. Number 4, insulation. Specifically, the failure to insulate garage walls and ceiling, and the cascading energy penalty that follows for the entire life of the home. An uninsulated attached garage accounts for 10 to 15% of a home's total heat loss through shared walls and the ceiling above living spaces, according to the U.S. Department of Energy's 2024 data. That's a structural drain on your HVAC system operating every single day of every single year you own the home. And it's baked in during construction, often because insulating the garage wasn't in the base package and nobody asked for it. But the version you've heard? That's not the full picture. Many homeowners who do think about garage insulation focus exclusively on the shared wall between the garage and the living space. They insulate that wall and feel like they've solved the problem. They haven't. If you insulate the house-to-garage wall but leave the exterior garage walls and ceiling uninsulated, the garage air temperature still swings wildly with the exterior climate. In summer, the garage hits 120 degrees. That heat radiates through the shared wall regardless of the insulation on the interior face. You've insulated one surface of a system that requires all surfaces to work. The result nearly cancels out the benefit entirely. Adding insulation to existing garage walls runs $1,500 to $4,000 depending on method. During construction, the same insulation is a fraction of that cost, added in a single day before the drywall goes up. R38 ceiling insulation in the garage, targeting the floor of the room above, reduces HVAC load on those rooms by 20 to 30%. That is a direct, measurable monthly utility bill reduction. The rooms above an uninsulated garage are consistently the hottest in summer and the coldest in winter. Every homeowner in that situation knows it. They've bought space heaters and window units to compensate. They've paid for that fix 100 times over in utility costs, rather than once in insulation. A homeowner in Chicago installed R13 in the shared garage wall in 2018 and considered the job done. The master bedroom above the garage remained the most uncomfortable room in the house, routinely 8 to 12 degrees warmer in summer than the rest of the second floor. In 2023, a home energy auditor identified the uninsulated garage ceiling as the primary cause. The retrofit cost $2,200. The original installation during the 2015 build would have been under $400. 5 years of discomfort, 5 years of elevated energy bills, $2,200 to fix a $400 omission. The next mistake is the one with the highest ROI of any exterior remodel in the country, which makes getting it wrong especially painful. Number 3, the garage door. The single highest return exterior remodel in residential real estate, and one of the most routinely botched decisions in new construction. A garage door replacement returns 97.5% of its cost at resale, ranking it higher than siding, higher than windows, higher than entry doors, according to the 2025 Cost versus Value report. And yet, builder-grade garage doors are almost universally the cheapest option available, selected on price alone, with no consideration for insulation value, material durability, or curb appeal impact. The insulation gap is significant. A non-insulated steel door delivers an R value of 0 to 2. An insulated door, polyurethane-injected double-layer steel, delivers R18 to R32. That's the difference between a wall and a hole in the wall. The garage door is the largest opening in the house. Treating it as a non-insulated surface is the thermal equivalent of leaving a window open year-round. A builder-grade uninsulated steel door runs $400 to $700. A mid-range insulated replacement with professional installation runs $1,200 to $2,500. The gap during construction, when the door is being specified before any other finish work, is a conversation. The gap after the fact is a project, a crew, and a check. The usage pattern makes this mistake especially hard to justify. 70% of homeowners use the garage door as their primary home entry, according to NAHB's 2024 data. The front door gets used occasionally, for guests. The garage door is the door you use every single day, multiple times a day. Treating it as the cheapest door in the build is a misallocation of resources that most homeowners recognize the moment they start actually living in the house. A homeowner in Charlotte bought a new build in 2020 with a standard single-layer steel door. By 2022, the bottom panel had dented from a minor backing incident that would have left no visible mark on a heavier gauge door. By 2023, surface rust was appearing on 2 panels. The replacement quote for a mid-range insulated door with installation was $1,800. The original upgrade during the build would have been a $600 line item on the contract. She paid 3 times more to fix a decision she didn't even know she was making. The door is the face of the garage. The next mistake is what's happening underneath it, on the floor you walk on every single day. Number 2. Skipping the garage floor coating or sealing. This is the most universally overlooked step in new construction, and the cost of correction is disproportionately high relative to what the original treatment would have cost. Bare concrete is not a finished surface. It is a porous material that begins absorbing motor oil, de-icing salts, and ground moisture within the first 1 to 2 years of use. Permanent staining and surface spalling, the flaking and pitting of the concrete surface, begin almost immediately once that absorption cycle starts. This happens in normal residential garages, with normal vehicles, in normal climates. The concrete was not designed to be left bare indefinitely. Professional epoxy floor coating runs $3 to $12 per square foot, which translates to $1,200 to $4,800 for a standard 400 square foot 2-car garage, according to Angie and HomeAdvisor's 2025 pricing data. The problem is what happens when you skip the coating and come back 5 years later. Repairing neglected concrete before coating, grinding out spalls, filling cracks, treating oil stains, adds $500 to $3,000 on top of the base coating cost. You're paying for the coating and for the damage that happened because you delayed it, potentially 5 times the total cost. There's a pro-level upgrade that most homeowners never hear about: polyurea floor coatings. Unlike standard epoxy, polyurea cures in under 24 hours, is 4 times more flexible than epoxy, and resists hot tire pickup. Hot tire pickup is the mechanism that destroys most DIY epoxy kits. The heat from a recently driven tire creates a pressure differential that literally pulls the coating off the concrete surface. It's the #1 reason DIY epoxy jobs fail within 2 to 3 years. Polyurea doesn't have this problem. Professional polyurea application runs 15 to 20% more than epoxy, but a quality installation lasts 15 to 25 years. A failed DIY epoxy kit lasts 18 months and leaves you with a worse surface than you started with. The comparison anchor on this one is stark. A proactive professional coating at move-in runs approximately $1,500 for a standard garage. Waiting 5 years, dealing with concrete damage, then coating runs $3,000 to $7,800, depending on surface deterioration. Same floor, same coating, same result. Potentially 5 times the cost for the crime of waiting. This is ranked second, not first, because the #1 mistake on this list affects your wallet, your safety, your home's energy performance, and every single item above it on this countdown. Number 1. Treating the garage as an afterthought from the very beginning. Not one specific mistake, the meta mistake. The decision or non-decision that makes every other item on this list possible. Run the cascade. Floor coating skipped, concrete deteriorating. Cheap door installed, thermal performance and curb appeal compromised. Walls and ceiling uninsulated, energy bleeding out every month. Storage never planned. 70% of two-car garages can't fit 2 cars. Ventilation ignored. CO migrating into living space. Electrical underbuilt. EV charger retrofit coming at 4 times the construction cost. Lighting left at builder minimum. 40% higher tool injury risk. Conversion done without permits. $20,000 to $50,000 erased from resale value. Drainage never addressed. Concrete cracking and mold accumulating from year 1. Every single one of those mistakes shares an origin. The garage was treated as a box, a utilitarian afterthought, the last line item on a build budget that got cut first. Nobody sat down before construction began and asked how this space would actually be used, what it needed to perform well, and what it would cost to fix later if they skipped it now. The window to make these decisions correctly is narrow, and it closes fast. Most of the fixes on this list are either impossible or dramatically more expensive once the walls are drywalled, the floor is poured and cured, the electrical panel is at capacity, and the door is already hung. Miss that window, and you're paying the penalty. In money, in safety, in daily frustration, for the entire time you own the home. The unifying verdict across all 9 mistakes is this: every single one costs more to fix later than to do right the first time. Without exception. The floor, the door, the insulation, the storage, the ventilation, the electrical, the lighting, the conversion decision, the drainage. The remediation cost is higher in every single case. The multiplier ranges from 2 times to 10 times the original investment. There is no mistake on this list where waiting saved money. Not one. The data is consistent across HomeAdvisor, Angie, Remodeling Magazine, the U.S. Department of Energy, NAHB, Zillow, and the CDC. Different organizations, different methodologies, same conclusion. The garage rewards planning and punishes neglect at a rate that most homeowners dramatically underestimate until they're already living with the consequences. Walk into your garage today and count how many of these 9 mistakes are already in play. For some of you, that window is still open. The cheapest fix is always the one you make before the walls go up. The next video is already on screen.